The reason why this video is titled How to Never Fail Again is because I want to shift your perspective around what failing really is. First of all, I want to touch on why failing is important. A few things to get your head around here. Failing is unavoidable. Okay, you are going to have moments where things don't go to plan. All right, there's not a future. There is not 3 to 6 to 9 to 12 months plus that exists where you aren't going to fail. You are going to fail a lot. Things aren't going to go to plan a lot. It's unavoidable. It's going to happen. And with life, there's curveballs. Things happen. Things don't go to plan. That's the first thing that I want you to realize. Failing is going to happen. It's unavoidable. Not only is failing unavoidable, it is actually necessary. You have to fail. You have to experience challenges and obstacles, because anyone who, not just you, but anyone who isn't at their goal weight with their type 2 diabetes in remission isn't there yet because they haven't got the knowledge, or they haven't got the tools, or they're not the person that they need to be to get there yet. And I can't just give you those things on a PDF downloadable sheet. Those things have to be acquired through doing and by tripping and stumbling and failing and experiencing challenges, so that you can learn, so that you can gain the tools, so that you can gain the knowledge, and so that you can experience the self-growth that is required in order for you to become the person that you need to be in order for you to achieve your goals of weight loss, lowering your A1C, and achieving remission. Failing is actually incredibly important, because each time you stumble, there is a learning opportunity, a chance to be able to reflect upon it and to see kind of why that happens, so that you can change any patterns of behavior that kind of continue and replicate, for lack of a better word, patterns of behavior that continue to occur that lead to a negative outcome can therefore be changed, and you can get more consistent and therefore get a more reliable and consistent result. That's not going to happen without the challenges and without the failures. Okay, so first of all, why failing is important. First of all, it's going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it. Second of all, it's required, it's needed in order for you to achieve your goals. What do you do when you do fail? So we want to be able to kind of reflect upon this. There's typically 3 reasons why things don't go to plan. There's 3 reasons why we might stumble. First one is environment. Okay, temptations within your environment. Okay, whether it's someone's birthday at work, whether people are bringing in cakes and cookies at work, whether your kids, your grandkids, or your husband, your partner is bringing things into the house, right? Temptations within your environment. Okay, again, when things don't go to plan, when you stumble, it's going to be one of these 3 things. Environment. Yeah, that's going to be what we want to be able to reflect upon this, so that we can know exactly what we need to change in order to disrupt that pattern of behavior, and therefore increase our consistency, and with that the result. Okay, so is there something within your environment which is kind of sabotaging, for lack of a better word? Okay, if it's not that, it could be you, not you all of the time, but you in that moment. Were you bored? Were you stressed? Were you tired, right? Were you emotional? Not you all of the time, but you in that moment. Because we know all of those things can lead to poorer choices. What was it? All right, so environment, you, not you all of the time, but you in that moment. And last but not least, you and things you're not good at yet. It might be getting prepared ahead of your day, packing your lunch, right? It might be doing your weekly grocery shop, right? It might be tracking what you eat in MyFitnessPal. Things that you're just maybe not very good at yet, right? Stumbles, challenges, things not going to plan are typically going to sit within those 3 areas, okay? Failures are going to sit within those 3 areas. You want to be able to reflect upon what it was, again, so that you can disrupt that pattern of behavior, make changes so that you can become more consistent, okay? So this is something we always want to be able to take just a few minutes to kind of sit down in the evening, the next day, whatever, to be able to, again, reflect upon what it is that caused that failing point, right? And last but not least, like I said, I wanted to finish on an important lesson, and this is to give yourself grace and to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself often and forgive yourself quickly. This is really important, because if you are beating yourself up, if something doesn't go to plan and you're beating yourself up, there's negative internal dialogue. I've failed. What's wrong with me? I've ruined it. I know I couldn't do this. If you're telling yourself all of these things or one of these things or whatever, what kind of choice do you think you're going to continue to make that day, that week? All of the time that you are beating yourself up, you are going to continue to act in alignment with that. You are going to continue to make poor choices because you're beating yourself up. You're going to end up on this spiral of downward trajectory the whole time you are beating yourself up. And it's going to be like a loop that you can't get out of. You make a mistake, something doesn't go to plan, you beat yourself up. You continue to beat yourself up, so therefore you continue to make poor choices, and you just end up in this loop of negative self-talk, which is really difficult to get out of. And before you know it, you've been doing it for 3-4 days, a week, 3-4 weeks, or even 3 or 4 months. So it's very important that you forgive yourself often and you forgive yourself quickly, because one, failure it's insignificant. It doesn't matter. It's nothing in the great scheme of things when we're looking at the rest of your life. To summarize, first of all, why is failing important? It's important because without it, you're never going to learn, you're never going to get better, and you're never going to achieve your goals. Failing is normal. It's going to happen. It's got to happen. What happens when something doesn't go to plan? We reflect upon why it didn't go to plan. Was it environment? Was it you in that moment? Was it just you and things you're not good at yet? Last but not least, forgive yourself often and forgive yourself quickly. Did you find this helpful, ladies? If you did, comment helpful down below. All right, if you've got any questions in regards to anything that we just discussed, again, comment those down below too. And I'll be speaking to you very soon.